What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. We are back. Daigle is back. How are we doing, Daigle?
Mate, I'm great. Canada are in the last 16 of the World Cup. The sun is shining. Life is good. And I'm with you in the We Are Tottenham TV army. So what could possibly be wrong? How are you, brother?
I'm good, mate. I'm happy for you and all the Canadians out there. Did it in dramatic fashion right at the last kick of the game, pretty much. Great strike. What was his name? The guy that scored? Estipo. I mean, it was.
So words to that, Esquito or something.
Esquito.
A Canadian player. That's if his name's not Tajon Buchanan, I don't care.
But yeah, it sent the whole of Canada into overdrive last night. Now it's only a small matter of the Netherlands or Morocco in the next round. Yep. How are you feeling about that?
Mate, look, the dream may come to an end there, but what I did enjoy yesterday is they showed all the fans, like they do in England, with all the fan parks around the country. And obviously this is massive.
Go on, sorry.
Sorry, this is massive for Canadian football and grassroots and the money and obviously younger kids getting into it. It's just during the build-up, everyone was like, oh yeah, they won't get out the group stages. And I thought they would. I didn't think they'd top the goddamn group. That's for damn, or second. But they're getting the job done, mate. It's just a massive, massive occasion, and well done, Canada.
Are they on the same side? No, it's not the same side the draw as England, is it? So the only way
I don't believe so. I don't believe so. Which I don't see happening. Funnily enough, I don't see an England-Canada final.
That England game, though, was so bad, man. 2-0. I know we won 2-0 against Panama, but, I mean, the last two England games, it's just been a ball fest, hasn't it? Like, you think after the first game, after the Croatia one, you're just like, all right, come on, England mean business. And then it's just reverted back to this boring, lethargic play two games running now.
Well, as you know, mate, I work overnights now, so the shift time, and I was like, right, let's stay awake for that game. I stayed awake for that game and I fell asleep in the first 10 minutes. And apparently I didn't miss much. Look, at the end of the day, it's just getting to the final and progressing. In the football, we want it to be better. But if someone said you had to win the World Cup but you play poorly, give it to me all day. So we hope for improvements. But as long as Harry Kane is firing, we've got a chance, haven't we?
It's true, but I do worry the way we're playing, you know, when we come up against decent opposition. Like, I think we'll beat Congo, but then in the next...
Is it Senegal or Congo we got?
Congo we got.
I thought it was Senegal. Okay.
No, Congo. We got Congo next, and then in the next round after that, it'll probably be Mexico. And if that game is played in Mexico, I do fear for us in that game. And that's the last 16.
It is. And Mexico have been playing very, very well, haven't they? They've obviously they've been at home, so it's favoured them. But yeah, they are a tough team. And you get to this part of the tournament, and it's one game only, isn't it? And it's just you've got to go for it, and let's just hope they can find a way. I think the winger situation is the biggest issue at the moment, isn't it? They can't get the right blend. Anthony Gordon's been a huge disappointment, but I don't think any of them on the wing have been a success so far. So it's a big problem.
Yeah, I don't think really anyone's been impressive apart from Bellingham, Kane, and that's about it, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
But so the way it works is we'll play Congo, then probably Mexico, then probably Brazil in the quarterfinals, and then Argentina in the semi-finals. I mean, I just can't see England getting to the final, to be honest.
Well, if we're going to do it, we're going to have to do it the hard way, aren't we? We're going to have to do it the hard way, and that's the best way to do it. We've tried it in Russia. It all opened up for us, didn't it? And then we failed at the final hurdle. So let's hope England can spark into life.
Absolutely. We got a bit of transfer news to bring to you today, but before we get into that, let's give a massive big up to okjersey.com. You can get 15% off any jersey that you want. I think the Spurs jerseys still are yet to be in stock there, but I'm told it is imminent that the Spurs jerseys will be on that site. But as you can see, you can get all the training gear, any shirt from any era that you want, as well as all your World Cup stuff. There you go. You can see the old one. It's just getting loaded onto the site now, but it will be with you very, very soon. And as cheap as you like, people. What is it? £15 just for any sort of t-shirt. Great quality. You can't go wrong with OK Jersey, and it makes a cheap shirt even cheaper with your code SPURS15. The link is pinned to the live chat. The code is pinned to the live chat as well. They keep telling me, well, they haven't. About a week and a half ago, they told me This is the certain date. 15% will be no more. But it's still live, people. It is still live. So get it while you can. okjersey.com. Spurs 15% off. But let's get into some Spurs news. And first and foremost, we're going to talk a bit about pre-season, because there's been a pre-season date that has just been added, and that is Hoffenheim. It's actually a double header against Hoffenheim. Spurs have announced that they're going to host Hoffenheim at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on the 15th of August, 3 p.m. kickoff as the final pre-season game in front of fans. And then they will play Hoffenheim again a day later behind closed doors at Hotspur Way. This is to ensure another Tottenham starting 11 of players gets a strong run out to improve their fitness and sharpness for De Zerbi a week before the season starts. So as it stands, I'm not sure if any more are going to get added. We start off our pre-season against MK Dons at Hotspur Way. Then we go out to New Zealand, place Auckland. Then we go to Australia, play Sydney, Chelsea. And then we come back and there's a 2-week break between the Chelsea and the Hoffenheim game. So I imagine there's probably going to be something added in between Hoffenheim and Chelsea. But that is the pre-season lineup as it stands right now.
So I will say, first of all, one thing I'm delighted about is I missed that the last pre-season that you have before the season starts is at home with the fans, where they can parade the new signings. It's been such a money grab to go here, there, and everywhere that the traditional game at home before the season starts, and that it will appeal to people that maybe can't afford to go during the season. That can't afford, because of the prices or the location, they can't get there. So I'm delighted to see that kind of, hopefully it becoms a tradition again, because I used to love it.
It was only 1 year off that we didn't do it. I think last year.
No, we've done it quite a few years, haven't we? Recently, we haven't had a. It's quite a few. I think it's quite a few years we haven't had a.
Because 2 seasons ago we played Bayern Munich, didn't we? When Harry Kane came back.
Harry Kane, that was for part of the deal. But I think if you go back and find the last one since then, it used to be literally every single season. But yeah, it's good to see that. And when it comes to pre-season, hopefully he'll have a lot of new additions to parade, and hopefully it'll be a very good pre-season, because we've seen what the last two haven't really contributed to anything, have they?
No. And by the way, talking about contributions, I think Senesi got that start in the Argentina game against Jordan, and he got a penalty. He won a penalty. So big up to Senesi. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see when these World Cup players are actually going to come back. But you would imagine by the time that Hoffenheim game comes around, they'll all be back by then. Maybe they'll join up with the team late. Maybe they'll miss New Zealand and just go to Australia. Who knows? But yeah, that will be all revealed at some point soon. Let's talk about some transfers, and you know exactly the direction we're going to go in. It is that saga once again. First up, we're going to talk about Mateus Fernandes, and the latest with it is that the Times reported that Manchester United do want to sign Mateus Fernandes, groundbreaking, but they are refusing to pay the asking price that West Ham want of £80 million. I mean, they keep saying Man United and Spurs are going to blow them out of the water and stuff, but still nothing is moving. Are they just waiting for Manchester United to come in and get desperate to come in for a big money move?
I'm so lost with the direction this deal is going in. I mean, if we want him now, how long has the talks with him been going? Not as long as Tonali, is it? I think Tonali's a little bit longer.
Yeah,
if my memory serves me right, or maybe even around the same time. But if Man U are saying they don't want to pay this asking price, if Spurs desperately want this player, then Man U have said this, but it could be mind games for Man U to say, "God, Spurs, you put your bid in," and then so the way football has become mind games and all the news we get fed from ITKs and everything, it just makes guessing where this is going to go really, really impossible. But hopefully Spurs are serious and they've marked this as a key player and they go get the job done. It's got to get done this week.
Yeah, I mean, look, if this is taken on face value with all this like dawdling around from Man United saying, now we're not paying this, we're not paying that, he wants to come to us, why don't Spurs just put the money on the table and test the waters and say, like, all right, let's call their bluff?
Like we said yesterday in the update, we've gone from bidding way too low to then putting a bid on Tonali to show we've got the money, but then not doing anything with it. So we're saying we're prepared to pay it now, We're just not prepared to officially make the payment or make the offer. But I think this week is massive. Like we said, July the 1st is brand new money for all the teams, not just Tottenham. And I think if Spurs want to make sure we get this done, we've got to get it done before Wednesday. Because then Man U will have an influx of money they can spend and might just go, right, 80 million to them is nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, you would think
And
so.
we've seen them do it before time and time again. And it's it's our biggest outlay if we do it, isn't it? So that's the comparisons.
Yeah. Ex-West Ham employee, obviously very reliable West Ham ITK, says, well, the situation with Fernandes is we value him at 85 million plus. Think a bidding war could happen with Spurs and Man United leading the domestic chase. PSG and Real Madrid also looking at the player. We are in no rush to sell. West Ham have also, Spurs have also offered Mikey Moore in a loan move to try and tempt West Ham. I mean, surely Mikey Moore would be a fantastic move for us and for them. I think he would smash it in the Championship. I think West Ham obviously going to be one of the top teams in the Championship next year. So I'd love to see Mikey Moore go there on a loan. But can we say, if a deal like this happens, if Matheus Fernandes comes to us after a long list of West Ham players, top West Ham players that have come to us, Defoe, Canute, Parker, Kudus, the list goes on.
Yep.
And now Matheus Fernandes. And we loan them one of our most prized assets from the academy. Can we just end this, whatever this is? Like, this ain't a rivalry, you know what I mean?
Exactly. It's not, you see, Chelsea and us, when it comes to players, a rivalry. The filth, obviously. But the thing is, it's worked out beneficial for us. They've taken people not from Southampton, Carl Walker-Peters. Who else have they taken from us directly? Not many. And I don't think it's what... Matthew Etherington, maybe.
Ryan Fredericks, did he go straight or did he go somewhere else before?
Maybe. But obviously, we've got the better end of the deal. And if we can get Fernandes, I think, and sending Mikey Moore on loan, it's win-win for Tottenham.
Yeah.
There's no downside to this. Obviously, you can talk the value, but the quality of player we get in, the progression of Mikey Moore, and the Championship would be a great barometer for him to go into and challenge, and he would get first-team football. So I don't see a downside to that deal.
No, none at all. And I would even go as far to say is slap the money that they want down on the table, and then just send Mikey Moore. Don't charge them a loan fee. Don't charge them loan wages. You know what I mean? Just make it easy for them that they'll accept this bid.
I completely agree with you, bro.
I think it'll be a brilliant sweetener for them. It'll work out so well in their favour, and obviously we get another year of development for Mikey Moore. I think he would smash it in the Championship next year.
That would be the key test. Obviously, we saw what he did in the second half of the season. Once the new manager came in at Rangers, he went up levels. This would be a real test for him, wouldn't it? Championship football, week in, week out. I think it would be a great judge to send him over and see what he actually can do to bring him back ready for the season after the one coming.
Yeah. People are mentioning in the comments about buy options. I mean, they ain't getting a buy option. I tell you that.
Oh, no.
They ain't getting a buy option, but what they do get is a very good player for a year that can bring them back up to the Premier League at the first time of asking.
Correct. So that's exactly it. And that's all the thanks they get. No sweeteners.
Yeah. And then we can all sing Kumbaya when we play them next season.
You can just see that, can't you? You can just see it.
But what do you actually think these deals do for the rivalry? Because you'll never, if Spurs to get relegated, let's say, if Spurs got relegated instead of West Ham last season, do you really think in Arsenal wanted to take one of our players that a deal would ever get done with Spurs and Arsenal, even if Spurs got relegated? Because I just don't think it would.
I don't think it would, but also I would say I don't think Arsenal would want any of our players because we were that poor. If we look at it,
like a Mickey van der Ven.
Okay,
or a good player that we have, just for argument's sake.
I don't think there's a cat in hell's chance that we would sell to them or they would be interested in us. Because obviously you look at Mickey van der Ven's a big player. Yeah, I just can't see it happening. But West Ham, they think that they hate us, don't they? With us, it's just okay, you're a rival from London, but they hate us. And the fans must hate it that we take their players. I remember when we took Kudus, you remember the absolute scenes of them going nuts, and then he got man of the match in his first game for us. They hated it. But West Ham seem to like doing business with us.
Yeah, I mean, the reaction I'm seeing from West Ham fans right now is like, we're relegated. What? Like, there's nothing much, you know. It is what it is. Last year, obviously, the vitriol was there for Mohamed Kudus, but look, we'll see how it progresses. In terms of Sandro Tonali, a bit of positive news coming out from the Chronicle. This is a publication up in Newcastle saying that Arsenal have now walked away from Sandro Tonali over his 275 grand a week wage demands and a 10% agent commission. Tottenham remain in negotiations with Newcastle for the Italian international. We heard yesterday from Di Marzio saying that he's already given his word to De Zerbi, and that's going to deter a Manchester City bid. So it looks as though Spurs are the only real team in for Tonali, and Spurs are the only real team willing to put this kind of money down for Tonali.
Yep, we are at the moment leading a one-horse race, but we know how that sometimes works for us. I think I've been confident with this one from the beginning. I think we've got another gentleman's agreement. Let's hope Tonali honours them. It will be a fantastic play. It looks that way.
Thank God it's not with Daniel Levy, eh?
Thank the Lord. But I will say, like you look at it, Arsenal and Man City may have moved away because now they've got other targets they want, and their budget doesn't allow them to do this. They may have some very big players in the pipeline. This is a player Spurs desperately need. This is a player that revolutionises our midfield, can be the backbone and the tenacity of it. So his value, just on that alone, he's priceless to Spurs. So let's hope, with all this positivity and what we're hearing, we can actually have some serious movement this week and put this one to bed. And also, if this does get over the line, there's going to be a lot of Spurs fans that are going to be like, bloody hell, I really didn't think, I thought this was all BS and Spurs PR, which I don't blame anyone for thinking at all with what we've had to deal with. But if they finally get one over the line of a scale of a Tonali, then hopefully this will show that maybe Spurs are prepared to start spending the money. So this deal has a lot of things going for it, more so for the effect it could have if we get it over the line than just getting him.
Yeah, I mean, look, we all thought early stages last transfer window, cast your mind back a summer, we got Kudus over the line and you're thinking, all right, this is a big move from Tottenham. Spurs really mean business here. But then again, it all just petered out. So it's all well and good getting Tonali, but you need to keep your foot on the gas, don't you? And you need to keep going and keep getting in players, because Tonali alone, as much as it makes us better in midfield, it doesn't, make us that much better. It makes us better, but not like the flaws that we saw last season in terms of that forward line. Doesn't change that.
Yeah, but I think it doesn't change that. We need to address the forward line. But it does seem that we're going a methodical way of defence, midfield. Then we'll deal with the attack, or how it looks at the moment. But this guy, we get a player like Tonali, and it will make other players thinking, if he's signing, we've all seen, and if there's a big player there, not saying that Tonali's going to be like the standout, but if big players are ready and Spurs have shown that they're prepared to pay the big wages, then you might get a lot of players going, maybe something is changing at Spurs and maybe something could be happening. So hopefully a Tonali deal would make some other players think, okay, Tottenham might be serious at breaking their boundaries that they've been threatened to do for years, and may entice them more. It may not, but let's hope we get to experience what it could do.
Yeah, absolutely. So look, that is all we have for you today in terms of the transfer front. So let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think that we can get these two deals done by the end of the week? I think Tonali is looking more likely at this moment in time than a Fernandes, but we have to wait and see how this battle between Spurs and Manchester United plays out over the next few days. But let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Next up, I wanted to talk to you about leadership group, captain. Who do we think is going to be in this leadership group? We'll talk about the leadership group first, and then we'll move on to who we think the captain can be. So I guess, it's usually about 5 players or so, isn't it? And the majority of the leadership group from last season are pretty much leaving. Romero's going, Vicario's going. Is Ben Davies going to still be in that leadership group with his standing in the squad in terms of how many game minutes he's going to get? So where are you at with this leadership group? Who do you think is going to be in it next season?
So if we had to name 5 players, I think we can be 100% certain that Van der Ven and Romero, Van der Ven and Maddison are definitely 2 of them. for obvious reasons. They've been part of it, and then it's the next three. Thankfully, Vicario will be taken out of it. I never understood why he was in the leadership team, in all honesty, because maybe because he shouts a lot. That was good enough for Tottenham. I think Pedro Porro has to be, if we're saying 5, I would have him as the second vice captain with whoever Van der Ven or Romero, Van der Ven or Maddison, and then the other 2. That's up for debate with who comes in. Is there people there that you would immediately think? But for me, 3 without a doubt are Van der Ven, Maddison, Porro. What about you?
Van der Ven, Maddison, Porro. I agree with you on those 3. I think Andy Robertson is a dead cert to be in it.
Yep.
Dead cert. You got to have. I mean, there's even a case to say, is he going to be the club captain?
I completely forgot.
You know, he's the one with the biggest experience of leadership, experience in football. He's been there, done it. He's won the lot.
Yep.
I don't know if he's going to name him captain without playing a game for Tottenham, but he's definitely part of the leadership team. That's for
100%,
sure.
100%. I've forgotten about him.
So I guess that leaves us with one more to put in there. I think if Paulinho was here next season, they'll probably put him in, but I don't think he's going to be here next season.
Well, you look at it. Also, we've just mentioned 4 defenders, and a midfielder.
Yeah.
Do you look at? Are you a guy that likes it position? Like, obviously, I don't like goalkeepers being captains ever. No, regardless for Tottenham in anything. Do you have a striker as a captain? Obviously, I wouldn't say any of the strikers we have right now, or wingers for that point. But that's the problem. Where are the leaders?
Yeah, I mean, this is what we've known about Spurs for ages now. We've had a void of leadership. Sonny was the only real leader. Last year, we didn't really have a leader. So you're thinking, is anyone in that forward line, should they be part of the leadership? I don't think they should. I don't think there's anyone in that forward line that warrants being part of the leadership group. The only one I can think of is Ben Davis, and Ben Davis is a defender.
Well, the only other person I can think of, obviously, is Kevin Danso. But Kevin Danso is not going to be a first team. He might be.
You don't
whatever.
need to be part of the leadership team.
This is true. If Ben Davies was, I think what Kevin Danso offers off the pitch, on the pitch, is everything you want in a captain, in leadership, is determination, everything with that. But look at that. That's how bad things are, though. 4 of the 5 we've mentioned are defenders.
Yeah. What about, people in the comments mentioning Tonali? Tonali was a vice captain at AC Milan. Could he go straight into the leadership team?
Oh, that's a big shout. That's a bit. Did he ever was he ever deputy or vice captain for Newcastle? Was he ever worn the armband?
I'm not sure. Maybe he wore it once or twice, but never.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was Trippier and Bruno, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah.
So he's a shout. But like you said, with Robertson coming in straight away, and then Tonali, it's like literally, do you say to all the old players, forget you, you're not worthy of captaincy for your whatever it may be. I'm going to go straight with the new guys, which may be a way to go. Say this is a new era. But like we said, I think Van der Ven and Maddison and please God Porro should be absolute set in stone, in my opinion. They offer everything in passion, desire, commitment, everything you want from a captain. You see the passion of Porro, and then you got the 2.
What about?
I think
What about a Kulusevski? What about a Bentancur? What about a Conor Gallagher?
Kulusevski out the door immediately. I don't mean transfer wise. I mean, I don't think he's captain material for us. But Bentancur and who's the other? And Gallagher. Gallagher, we know he's done it and he's held the armband at Chelsea and did it very well. And he has got that leadership and that fight and everything I mentioned that Porro has. It's a great shout. So is Bentancur. They are two very good shouts.
Which one are you picking? If you had to pick one of them, surely Bentancur, just because he's been here for longer, I guess.
Yeah, you know what, it really is a tough one. Bentancur and Gallagher, because I've seen there's been a lot of get Gallagher out, and Tonali might not come because Gallagher's taken the number 8, but I think Gallagher can offer us so much this season. I really do, because we're going to see De Zerbi's style of play. It's obviously not going to be the same as what we saw last summer, at the end of last season. But I think you might be right. Just on seniority alone, it might be Bentancur, but they are two great shouts.
So what we're going for the leadership group to be Mickey, Madders, Bentancur, Robertson and Porro.
I think I'll go with that. I mean, you should. What other names are coming up in the chat? Any other names coming up in the chat?
I think we've covered all the names that have been in the chat pretty much. I mean, I think Ben Davies probably has to be in there because of, he's been at Spurs for so long. I think he did help towards the back end of last season with doing team talks in the dressing room and stuff. So maybe you would add him in there. But yeah, it's interesting as well. It's like our whole back line pretty much, apart from a doggy, will be in the leadership group.
In our opinion, and Spence obviously if he's there. But then the thing with Ben Davies is, do you have to give him that title and announce to the world he's part of he could do that? I mean, you could name, let's just say it's, like you said, 5 players that are brought up or given the titles. Ben Davies can have a title without it being one of those 5. We know, or we can clearly tell that they love having him around the squad. Both the players, the club, the managers, because they've all stood by him, whether he plays or not. And I think it's clear he ain't going to get a lot of game time, if any, this season, unless we have an absolute shit show on the left side. But yeah, I think he's going to do a lot around the club. Maybe with his coaching badges, you may even see him elevated. You may even see him given on the backroom staff. So we'll see what happens with Ben. But I think he doesn't need to be given a title. Give the 5 to people that genuinely play him.
And also, it's positive when you think about the players that we brought in. Senesi and Van Hecke were both leaders in their teams in the last couple of seasons. So as much as maybe they won't be named as part of the leadership group, you've still got leadership ability outside of that leadership group. So that's a massive positive.
It's a major, Ben, that's a major, it's what we have been lacking for years. Because we've gone down this route of buy young, youth talent, you're going to play now, not tomorrow. We've been severely lacking that, both on and off the pitch. On the training ground, you could see, definitely on the pitch, there was no I'm not even trying to say authoritarian.
Authoritarian, yeah, you got it right.
Thank you. I did. Cool. But yeah, there's just been a lack of it. And now you mentioned that in the defensive line just itself, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it. Will that come good? Well, it can't do any worse, can it?
No, not at all. I'm just going to put a poll up for you guys on who you think should be captain. I can only add 4 options, so I'm going to do Maddison, Van der Ven,
Porro,
Robertson. All right, we'll go for Porro and see what
then you could do the
guys
midfielders.
think.
Then you could do another one after.
What do you
Maddison,
mean?
Bentancur.
No, I've put Maddison in this one.
Oh, you did? All right.
Yeah. So we've put a poll out. Who should be captain? Maddison, Van der Ven, Robertson or Porro? What do you think? Who should be the number 1? Who should be club captain?
I am going to say Mickey. And the only reason I'm going to say Mickey is I believe Maddison could be a good leader. I really do. And you've seen...
You saw it last season, even when he was injured.
Yeah, but this is the thing. He is injured a lot. And what you need from your captain is... And please, God, Van der Ven was very available for us last season. Was it incredible availability from him and hardly any injuries? I think he got one small one, didn't he? And he was out for a couple of games. I think when he signs his new contract, please God, it will be with the captain's armband as maybe a sweetener as well. I think it will be Mickey.
I think it's going to be Madders. I think Madders proved to be so important, off the pitch even last season when he was out injured. I think everyone saw his leadership ability, even in the videos that he does and everything like that. I think you're talking about him as well. You're talking about age coming into the prime years in terms of age, captain material, leadership ability. I think everything's there for Maddison. The only thing that holds him back are those injuries that you speak about.
Yeah.
But if he's out injured, then I think Mickey van der Ven will be the vice captain. I think with Mickey, I obviously love Mickey, but when he was given the captaincy in the absence of Romero last season, under Thomas Frank and under
Tudor.
Yeah, Igor Tudor, he let us down. He did let us down. I don't think Maddison has ever let us down from that aspect. So, as much as he got his shit together under De Zerbi, no question about it, and he was unbelievable, and he wore the captain's armband with pride, and he'll continue to do so, that did it let us down.
Yeah, I mean, you could say the same with Vertonghen, with Sherwood, and then Poch came and
100%.
If he ever wore the armband, he was. So I get that. Maddison, I think the only time he's really let us down form-wise is when he's come back from an injury, and Leicester fans have said it. He's either shit or he's the other. There's no kind of in between, and his form had let him down. And obviously, we saw that in Europe. Do you remember when he was?
You can't have that as a captain. As a captain, it shouldn't matter who your manager is, who you're playing with, what your playing style is. Every single day you come in and you hold up those standards, right?
Correct.
Romero hasn't done that. Mickey hasn't done that. I think Maddison has done that. Sonny always did that. Lloris always did that. You know what I mean? These guys held themselves to a different standard, where I think Mickey let himself down last year in those kind of aspects at certain points of the season.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, no, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. It's an intriguing one to see where we go. What we do know is that De Zerbi is not going to take no prisoners, and he won't take that kind of disobedience or kind of things. They will be stripped of captaincies. They will be given or stern words. And thankfully, through him, the level of professionalism at the club will hopefully go up no end. Like I remember always seeing it. Fascinated me when Poch first came. One of the first things Poch said and introduced, was everyone at the training ground had to shake hands when they saw each other for the first time in the morning, whether it be the reception desk with the players, the kit men, the receptionists, the chefs, the kit people, just to get that bond and family feeling. And as well as other things like that. So hopefully De Zerbi is a similar platform and uses similar methods to bring that connectivity back within the changing room. And I think that captaincy is going to be held with honour once again, not just I wear an armband.
Yeah. Yeah, so for me, it's got to be Maddison. I think he's the clear standout. I would say Van der Ven as vice-captain. And I think Van der Ven, you're talking about someone that's still relatively young. So he'll work his way up the ranks to be probably the next captain after Maddison. But I think right now, as in stature of the squad, in terms of the leadership role in the squad, I think Maddison deserves to be the captain, in my opinion.
How's the poll doing? What's the poll saying?
The poll is saying 57% Maddison, 25% Van der Ven, 7% Robertson, and 10% Porro.
Oh, Porro's the loser.
No, Robertson's the loser.
Oh, there you
Porro's
go.
third.
Sorry, I can't do
Porro's
maths.
third.
I can't do maths, apparently. But yeah, so Maddison is by quite some distance, the overall outright winner. And it probably will be him. But his availability is key, isn't it?
Yeah, it is key. But that's why it's important to have a good deputy. And that will probably be Mickey Van der Ven, who proved his fitness last season. But you actually look at that. We didn't play a high line last season. So we bring in the high line this season. Is his hamstrings going to start popping again?
Here we go. At least Pedro Porro will be fit then to take the deputy's armband, please God.
Yeah.
Because I honestly think he embodies everything a captain is, Pedro Porro. Whether people would doubt his defensive duties or which I think has been improving, or what he does, you cannot deny that man wears his heart on his sleeve and absolutely loves this football club. And you see it if he wins a throw-in, if he wins whatever it may be. I think Porro is an incredible servant to this football club and has just got captain written all over him in the future.
The thing is, right, does he have captain written all over him? Does he have that leadership ability, or is he just a passion merchant? Because there are differences.
I think he's got both. I can see where you're going. I can see what you're saying. And obviously, we haven't seen him as... I think he's led Spurs out a couple of times, hasn't he? I can't remember if they're Premier League games or Cup games where he's led us out. But I believe you don't know till you give him the go, do you? You're like, right, I see a captain on you. Maybe that's what De Zerbi sees. Every manager will see a different side to who they believe could be a captain. And I think he could, personally.
I'll
think
put him
he
as a
showed.
vice, one of the vices,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's ready to be captain just yet.
Oh
And
no,
also,
I'm not saying now. I'm saying future.
you got to look at it as well as like how much faith he put in Tottenham and Roberto De Zerbi by signing that contract, because there were big teams linked with him. The Real Madrid were linked with him, Man City was linked with him. I reckon he's got the quality to go to any of those sides and be top.
Yep.
But he stayed at Tottenham and signed his future here, so that's got to be something to say as well.
Yeah, and he said it all along, didn't he? Like, we're trying to see if Tonali will keep to his word, or if these words are true and if he sticks to it. Porro said, if we don't go down, I'll stay at Tottenham. And then all these big rumours came out, and they were with big clubs. And like I said, he's in the World Cup with Spain. And he stuck to his word. He signed a contract extension, and he believes in the football club and the manager. So let's hope he's richly rewarded.
Absolutely. So that's who we're going for. I'm going for Maddison. You still sticking with Van der Ven, or are you going to go for Porro? Or
I'm sticking. Well, I'm only saying Van der Ven because of the injury thing. I totally agree that Maddison, with what he displays off the pitch and what we see with his videos and how well he speaks about the club and what he does when he comes on the pitch from his injuries, I'm totally with that. I just think the availability of him
it's key.
Is a big concern. So that's why I'm just going Van der Ven. But if it's Maddison, I totally understand it, totally get it, and got no problem with it.
It's not even just the leader on the pitch, though. It's what you do behind the scenes as well. It's like
Correct.
Ledley King. Ledley King was a great captain, but his availability exactly wasn't the best at times, especially towards the end. So I think, look, I've said it before, I think Maddison is the best candidate. In terms of the poll, I've lost the poll. Did we end it?
I will say, whilst you're looking for the poll, when it comes to what captains do off the pitch, I will always revert to and never look further than Gary Mabbott. Well, that man, during his playing career and what he went through, the gentleman's gentleman, that for me, he will always be the most inspirational captain. That is how to bookmark what a captain is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gary Mabbott.
Absolutely. But yeah, the poll, 58% Madders, 24% Mickey, 11% Porro now, 6% Robertson. So we'll end the poll on that. So definitely Maddison is the front runner for the captaincy next season. And we'll see which way De Zerbi goes. It'll be very interesting because I always felt when Maddison got the vice captaincy under Ange in his first season was like, I don't like it when a new player comes straight into a leadership role. I think Robertson's a bit different because, his age and where he's been and what he's done and who he is. I didn't like it for Maddison then, but I guess he's proven his leadership ability since being here. So I can see where Ange was going with it, to be honest. But look, we'll see. We'll see the way Roberto De Zerbi wants to go with it. We've got a couple of super chats to get into. Let's just line them up. First up is from Steve. I'm just going to say Steve. I'm just going to say Steve because I can't pronounce your surname.
Dyer. It's Dyer and he's a DJ.
Oh, Steve Dyer DJ.
The one that comes on the fan show.
Yeah, I know who it is. I just didn't know how to pronounce that last name. But Steve Dyer DJ. This summer already feels long. It does feel long, to be fair. These bloody sagas are doing my head in. I just want a conclusion.
But you know what I will say with these sagas? Yes, they're dragging on, but how refreshing is it? They're dragging on. It's only the third week.
Yeah.
Normally this is like mid-July, early August. We're like, what the hell is going on? It's only 3 weeks of the window. Hopefully these ones will come through. But I get what everyone's saying, especially with the World Cup on. It's like, oh my God, how long is this going to take? But I think we've got to remember this is just the third week. 4 in the door already. This is a massive deal. I think Tonali comes this week. Please God. And then it will all be worth it.
Wibbers with a super chat, big up to you, says, did you hear that the Uruguayan FA gave their players the Romero treatment, cancelled their private plane and made them fly home in economy? I actually didn't hear that. Yeah. Bentancur's slumming it in economy, is he?
Apparently so. I mean, I'm sure they would have upgraded themselves. But yeah, and apparently, I don't know if it was last night or coming today, the Uruguayan FA are doing a massive live thing on YouTube where Bielsa is being a press conference, and apparently it's going to be as spicy as you like. There's been a complete breakdown with the Uruguayan FA and their lack of achievement at this World Cup, and obviously I had them in the sweepstakes, so that's them gone, so they deserve everything they get.
Bielsa's interview after the game, that was fiery in itself. Did you see it?
Yep. Yeah.
He was screaming at the reporters. I mean, look, they weren't good enough. They were nowhere near good enough. They were terrible. And I expected so much more from Uruguay, man. So much more.
I think they're such a good footballing nation that everyone does expect at least to get out of the group stage. I mean, this is a massive embarrassment for Uruguayan football, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Toby W, members chat member for 23 months, says, think for now Maddison's captain, Porro and Solanke vice. My hot take is, don't think we sign a number 9, even if Richarlison goes. Surely we're signing a number 9 if Richarlison goes, man.
Mate,
surely.
I've said if we don't sign a striker this window, no matter who we sign, this window has been a busted flush. Because again, we're going to have the same problem of not being able to put the ball in the net.
What if Lancashire comes good?
Like you and me are great believers in him. He could come good, but that's a lot of pressure you're chucking onto a youngster to go, right, here you go. I think a striker, we've done this for years. We all know it, where we've needed a certain player in a certain position for ages, and we just refuse to acknowledge it. I think not signing a striker is an absolute travesty for the window. And when it comes, if we sign Savinho, Tonali, Fernandes, we don't sign a striker, that's going to heavily impact, like when we do what do you rate this window out of 10? A striker for me is an absolute necessity above all else.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Next up is Anyup saying, can you compare Tonali, Fernandes and Ghana on data MB/midfielders, and we'll see who the fans want more? I mean, I think that's one for when Sim comes in. I think one of those stats comparison. That's where Sim's dreams. He dreams about stats like that.
That is. I can remember when you were on your honeymoon, and I was covering with you for the week. He brought out these stat things, and he was like, "Here's the percentage." I was like, "Do you know who I am?" I was like, "This is that part. Don't be analytical with me." Yeah, this is Sim's wet dream.
Yeah, it really is.
Tim's probably watching this going, oh, let's do some research now. As we speak, live research.
He's literally going to come in with a 4-part presentation with in detail stats on if they passed it 3 yards forward, 3 yards side. He'll love it. He'll love it.
Oh, he would do.
And last but not least, Michael Hellman. Big up to you, Michael.
Saying,
with Langer at the wheel, I remain concerned about the deal execution. Big up, lads. Another summer of hope and Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, I don't think Lange is actually at the wheel. I think it's De Zerbi at the wheel and Rafi Mawson. I think Johan Lang is just there for the vibes, to be honest. I think we've heard that this transfer window is being led up by Roberto De Zerbi. I don't think we've actually got a sporting director at play here. I think he's just there. I don't know what he's there for.
Yeah, I agree with Ben. I've been having this discussion with quite a few. It's quite a hot topic, isn't it? Why is Lange still there? I am with you. I think he is. We heard, and we all joked and laughed, and including me, that De Zerbi is going to have more power than any other manager. He's going to be able to do a lot more and have a lot more say. And we're seeing that with the quality of player that we're going for and the type of player we're going for. And I can never remember what's the guy at Man City. You said Rafi Mawson. He's obviously broken big deals contract wise, everything. He's here. I think he's doing a lot. I just don't think they're going to sack Lange in the middle of all this and just cause another shitstorm and go, oh my God, they sacked him. We'll all be celebrating. But like, now what happens? Who's coming in? Blah blah blah. Just get all these deals done. And then announce it. I think he's pretty much, in my opinion, he's just on garden leave. He's just there to be there and show his face. But I'm totally with you. I don't think he's having anything to do with this. I think it's between De Zerbi and Raf.
Maybe they'll say he's on youth recruitment, but we're not doing any youth recruiting at the moment.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Yeah, go check out all the upcoming prospects whilst we go for the real big fish. Yeah. I think you've cracked it. I think you've cracked it, Ben. That's what he's doing. That's what's going on.
Maybe he's getting this kid from Arsenal over. You heard about this kid from Arsenal?
Yeah. The 60-year-old winger.
Yeah, apparently he's a good prospect. But Arsenal paid over £1 million for him a year or two ago.
Well, yeah, from what we saw, or what I've read, is Arsenal, the feel for the playing was a 9, and he wants to play on the wing.
Yeah.
So he apparently we've said, yup, you'll be coming as a winger. So be it. So be it. And do you know what? That's for the youth team. That don't mean anything to what's going on. If that's what they want to do, go ahead, do it. Let's focus on the big fish.
Yeah, exactly. So Lang, probably the under-21 recruitment team. That's what he's
had a long way. He's had a long way to travel so far, hasn't he? Just in case he's needed back for a photo op to say that he's still in the building.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Kyron Thompson, Jack Spurs. It looks as though that they're going to get one of ours and we're going to get one of them because Matthew Upson's son refused the contract at Spurs and apparently he's going to end up at Arsenal. Surprise, surprise. And then we're going to get this Kyron Thompson. Apparently the Upson kid's pretty good.
Mate, I didn't even know we had his son.
Yeah, we had his son in the academy and he refused the contract of us. We wanted to give him his first professional contract and apparently he's going to go to Arsenal.
Off you go. Off you plop. See you later. Thanks for the time.
Yeah. Don't even know what he's doing in our academy, but anyway.
Exactly. You don't want to be. You don't want to wear the. You don't want to wear the shirt, no matter what level you're at. Goodbye.
Exactly.
Goodbye.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today. I think surely something's going to happen at some point. Literally, for the past week now, I've been so ready for a bomber. I've been dying for a bomber to come through and just nothing has come. Like, surely it's got to come, man.
We were trying to work it out the other day when I was with you. The last live you did that I came on with you, we finished. I took over Sim because Sim weren't well. Sim ain't here today. Then you started driving home, and then Van Hecker bomber dropped, and you had to turn around and come back. So, Spurs gods, allow lightning to strike twice.
Yeah, you never know. It's always, when you come on, whether it's Sim or here or Sim not here, things do tend to happen, and bombers do seem to drop. So.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
But don't be taking any bets.
Exactly. You never know. We could be back sooner than you think.
Yeah, you never know. We'll see what happens. But one more time, go and get your Spurs jerseys or any jerseys from OK Jersey. The link is in the live chat, okjersey.com. 15% off anything that you should want, from training gear to jumpers to jackets to T-shirts to literally anything. Retro gear, current gear. They've got you covered for everything, and it's such good quality. It's literally the best on the internet right now. 15% off, and they're already such good value, such cheap price, £15 for any sort of jersey that you'd want. So this price and this discount makes it even cheaper for you guys. And with the World Cup going on right now, this is the only place to get your World Cup jerseys. They've got you covered for every single nation competing currently at the World Cup. And the new Spurs kits will be with you very, very shortly on there as well. As you can see them loaded on the website, just ready to put in stock and for you to purchase. So we'll let you know as and when that they do make them live and available for you guys to purchase. But you get 15% off with the code SPURS15. So that is OK Jersey. Big up to them, and big up to everyone in the live chat. Big up to Mr. Daigle as well. Do and go and subscribe to Tottenham on Tour. Brian, please do put off his Tottenham on Tour stream to come and be with you. We are Tottenham Army today, so show him your appreciation, and we'll see you all very soon. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.